Happy Tuesday out there to everyone. It's 7 o'clock in the H, y'all, and it's time to vent. I'm your host, Gentre Williams, joined by Darian Valsh, man. How was your weekend, brother?
It was good, man. Had a nice weekend of competitive football. Had a good weekend to look at some stupid football and ready to review and preview all the same.
Yeah, reviewing and previewing, but last night we're going to start with the Monday night game, the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams, and it was all Rams all night long. Matthew Stafford got his first playoff victory. He threw for over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, but Cam Akers in that running game was also strong. One of your takeaways from last night's playoff game.
Well, I'm glad you had mentioned Cam Akers because, man, this dude is totally bionic, man. I think you said it before the production. You said his doctor definitely made himself some money. He made him a fortune because he came out there and he was good as new. He looked good. They kind of was a little apprehensive to get him going in the early stages of the game because, he just came back. And Achilles injury for the longest was season-ending injury, and then he comes back in 5 months. So I understand them being cautious with it, but he came out there and was fresh as a daisy, man, and he definitely was a driving force for their victory, man.
Definitely a very driving force, but shout out, huge prayers and thoughts with Budda Baker. He took a big shot against Cam Akers. A lot of people was talking about Cam Akers. He taunted him. He had a little.
Well, I don't want. Listen. Let's not cast aspersions. Let's not cast because keep in mind everything was in the heat of the game. Everybody's competitive. It's playoff time. It's that rough and so probably some words before that was exchanged between them and Cam Akers within a few seconds he kind of was. Coming down from an emotional high from making a big play. So I'm not going to sit there and say, he was sitting there hoping the dude had brain damage, but it wasn't a good look. I'll say that. But, things happen when you're out on the field of play and things get competitive and heated. But prayers up to him. No way. I did see he did tweet, said he was fine. So that was good to see because, once again, that was a scary sight. But
as soon as I seen the way he landed, I was like, that didn't look good at all.
No, it didn't.
Kind of scary. And there's a lot of Cardinals fans waking up today asking, should we re-sign Kyler Murray? Should we get rid of Cliff Kingsbury? But my whole thing is I remember watching Josh Allen first playoff game. I remember Lamar Jackson first playoff game, and they was all bad. This was Kyler Murray first time in the playoffs. He didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. J.J. Watt, he made a little bit of an impact, but he still was a shell of himself. And you was going against a team in the Rams that they're focused. They're like 2 or 3 steps ahead of y'all. So I think the Cardinals, they did good to me. It wasn't the way they wanted to end, but
they did good in what way though?
They had a great year.
Okay. I mean, if I was going to take some good takeaways from that game, I mean, they all put their uniforms on and had their helmets on correctly. But other than that, I mean, I don't know what else you can take away from a couple of garbage touchdowns when it didn't matter anymore. But once again, yes. Kyler Murray making his playoff debut, and it was a special moment for him, had his struggles. But what I wanted to talk about was the lack of preparation from Cliff Kingsbury. There was a lot of things in that game where it looked like, or a lot of stages in that game where it looked like Kyler couldn't get comfortable. And I think as a head coach, your job, the onus is on you to make those adjustments. And I don't feel Cliff Kingsbury made those necessary adjustments to help his young quarterback. And this is what I've been talking to you about from the very beginning of the season in terms of Cliff Kingsbury. I think the Cardinals have a bevy of talent. I think Kyler Murray is incredibly talented. He had, DeAndre Hopkins not there. So losing to DeAndre Hopkins is going to kill any offense. But my worry was with the lack of experience, just the lack of merit that the hiring of Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know why you've got to worry about getting his name right, but that was my concern.
Right.
And you're wondering, did that lack of merit, did that lack of success in his prior stops, will that be the albatross that keeps Arizona from moving forward and taking that next step because they have that talent. But the question has always been the head coach.
And Cliff Kingsbury, he got away from what makes Kyler Murray dynamic. This was the least amount of times that Kyler Murray rushed the football in any football game. I don't know if he was hurt or injured or anything like that. 2 rushes for Kyler Murray is unacceptable. What makes him dangerous for any defense is the fact he can run on you and he could throw it from you. If you just have him sit back there in the pocket with Aaron Donald and Von Miller teeing off, good luck. It's going to be a long night for any quarterback.
Well, I think some of it might have been with what was the looks that the Rams were giving him.
Right.
I think, God dog, who's the Rams defensive coordinator? Bad journalism on my part. So you got a whole thing of notes. I don't have a damn thing. I'm just sitting here with my arms crossed. But credit to him because I think what he gave them, and this goes back to my original point, it comes down to adjustments.
Right.
As a head coach, it comes down to how can I, get everything going to cater best for my young quarterback.
Right.
And that's what we didn't really see too much of that in that game last night. And I mean, it showed in the score. He just couldn't get comfortable. And I think when he didn't get comfortable, he tried a little too hard to force things.
Yeah.
And when forcing things creates mistakes, just like that the pick six near the end zone.
Yeah,
the pick. Well, he tried to put. I said that he's like he chucked the ball away to avoid 2. He ended up giving up 6. So those are the things that you gotta wonder. Can a Cliff Kingsbury, is he the guy? Are you wondering now? Do we have to go a different direction? Now, do I think they will? Probably not. But I'm of the opinion they should have never went that route in the first place.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see going forward. But Kyler Murray is still incredibly talented. It doesn't take anything away from him. It's a tough loss, but I think he'll bounce back in a big way.
He's definitely going to bounce back. And Matthew Stafford, man, this is probably the easiest game he had. The running game was going.
Mm-hmm.
Odell was doing his thing. Cooper Kupp was balling. Mm-hmm. And when you get out in a 2-touchdown lead and you have a running game going like that, play actions going your way, that's a quarterback's dream in a playoff game.
And exactly. And this was what the Rams was looking for. When they made those trades, when they made those deals to bring these stars to L.A., this was the type of performance they were looking for because they got contributions from everybody, especially Odell. Shout out to Odell. He was absolutely spectacular. He was Mr. Everything out on that field. But Matthew Stafford, once again, this is why I said that the true talent of Matthew Stafford can flourish in a situation like the Rams because what he brings to the table. And even he was not even healthy himself either. Right. He's still dealing with, I believe, footed. Yeah, toe foot. Yeah, tomato. But, yeah, so this was definitely, if you're a Rams fan, this is what you want to see because these deals, how people say, wagering their future.
Right.
It leads to this point, and they got about as good a result as they could hope for. So.
And they probably going to go even further. They look very dangerous, but a team that future doesn't look too bright. The Dallas Cowboys, man. Let's talk a little bit about the fiasco that happened in Dallas. The Cowboys lost 23-17 to the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, he was Jimmy Garoppolo, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dak Prescott had a pretty good game, 23 of 43, 254 yards, a touchdown and an interception. But the story of the game, the last 14 seconds, the quarterback draw to end the game. The ref couldn't get there in time. So much drama going on.
The ref couldn't get there in time.
And just, Darian, what did you take from the Cowboys?
I take from the comment the ref couldn't get there in time. Well, here's the thing. You shouldn't be running the damn ball in the middle of the field with 14 seconds and no timeouts left. Can we have some damn just being rational here? I mean, it was a ridiculous call. I didn't understand it. I'm watching my TV, and I don't like the Cowboys. I couldn't care less.
Right.
But as just a football fan, just as a fan of football and just the I don't know, the conventional wisdom. I don't know if I want to use that. I'm gonna use it because I can't think of nothing else. But just thinking in a conventional sense, I do not want to be caught in the middle of the field with no timeouts.
Right.
Because one, the referee has to spot the ball. He has to have contact with the football and spot it before anything else. You don't know how long that's going to be. Some refs are a lot faster than others. You see the gamut from these some bitches. They run the gamut from out of shape to incredibly fat, and so you don't know how fast or slow them dudes going to be. So you can't put it in an official's hands. And some of them clumsy. They run it to your center, and next thing you know, you're going home and clean your lockers out. But I mean, I just didn't understand the play call. But Dallas, they didn't have any business being back in the game because they played so undisciplined for 3.5 quarters anyway. 14 penalties, as you said, and getting punched in the mouth. And this is why I was not too keen on Dallas because there's some liabilities there. Trayvon Diggs, whatever, Mr. 11 interceptions, got they just absolutely. Here's the thing, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's gonna cost them because Brandon Ayuk came like multiple times, like very close to having some big plays. He was burning all over because Deebo Samuel, you're going to give him the ball anyway.
X-Factor, man.
X-Factor, and he was definitely he played a big part in the win.
It's like a new – is that going to be like not to get too far off subject, these wide receivers playing running back, are we going to see like a new position in the NFL?
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's just isn't it like the inverse of like a Alvin Kamara, where it's a running back that plays wide receiver. So,
True.
I mean, we got those already. So it's only a matter of time before we had that. I'm trying to think. Maybe there's been one.
Cordell Patterson?
Well, yeah, Cordell Pat. That wasn't one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Percy Harvin.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect.
Percy Harvin. I remember when he was at. Debo is unique, but it's not necessarily something we haven't seen before. There's been a couple of instances of that, but credit to San Francisco because their talent, it shined through. Their defense played well. That loss of Nick Bosa, that's definitely going to hurt.
That one.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hurt. But
have a lot to do with that Green Bay game.
Yeah. But once again, Dallas in their bad mismanagement and the ridiculous call at the end of the game. I mean, you're driving down the field. You get sideline to side. They're giving you up the sideline. Now, granted, before the running play, they did start, to –
They had like everybody.
Exactly. They did have everybody in the sideline, but I'd still make a damn effort. I'm not running right in the middle of you doing what they wanted you to do.
Right.
Why would you play right into the – oh, okay, well, y'all going to give us the game? Well, here you go. So I just – I can't put it into words. I'm trying not to cuss so much. I already did. I think I said son of a bitch, so I got to lower it down for my mama watches again. I apologize, Mom. But, yeah, I mean, Dallas has nobody to blame but themselves.
Definitely have no one to blame but themselves. But my whole thing was just like you have a problem with the Arizona, how they hired Cliff Kingsbury, I don't think the Cowboys should have went out and got Mike McCarthy. In my opinion, he never got it done with Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback that talented, as much as he liked to put it in the air. Mm-hmm. It's not going to work. When you have tailbacks like Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, a combined total of 16 touches in that type of football game, with that offensive line, that's terrible coaching.
Well,
he did get one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can't poo-poo that. So, I mean, that puts him in a totally different stratosphere as Kingsbury. But the McCarthy hire didn't shock me because he follows that mold. He's a yes man. That's what Jerry Jones likes. Jerry Jones doesn't like the fiery head coach is going to take charge, is going to want, because he already had that with Bill Parcells, didn't work out. It's just Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones wants to be the maker, the bread maker, all that. He wants every bit of so he's going to hire people who are going to give him that freedom and not give him any pushback. And McCarthy, he strikes me as that type of guy. So that's what you get.
And another thing I took away from that game was the 49ers pressure. They had 5 sacks on the game compared to what we thought with Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, the way that Cowboys defensive line was playing, they was going to give the 49ers some problems.
Right.
They only surrendered 1 sack, and that came from a safety blitz.
Yeah.
They held up that line. Shout out to Trent Williams and that 49ers offensive line. They completely dominated that game for San Francisco.
Yeah, that's it. They won it in the trenches. I mean, we already knew that the offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys was strong, but it was a great performance by San Francisco on both ends, man. And once again, we'll see how that injury to Nick Bosa plays out.
Right.
But I think there's still going to be a tough out for Green Bay. I mean, Kyle Shanahan is one of the top minds in the game. He can scheme. He can find ways. He can exploit ways. So I wouldn't count them quite, even with the Nick Bosa injury. I wouldn't count them out.
That's going to be a very good game. Moving on ahead, the Chiefs versus the Steelers, and it was all Chiefs all night against that game. Patrick Mahomes, he had over 5 touchdowns, 400 yards. He was almost perfect. He had the 1 interception. Travis Kelce even threw a touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
And, looks like it's going to be the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career as they send the Pittsburgh Steelers home.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't.
I think a lot of Steelers fans are happy with that as well.
Well, the ones who ain't. All right, I'm not going to get into that because that's not even. But, yeah, it's dominating performance. Played out the exact way we all thought it would. Chiefs were scoring at will, absolutely at will. I think they ran out of goddamn fireworks. No, they did. No, I swear. Okay, if anybody not aware, the Chiefs, the game was at the Chiefs Stadium. Their stadium where every time the Chiefs score a touchdown, they shoot off fireworks in the stadium. They scored so many touchdowns, they ran. Yes,
Damn.
Like if you go look up, like they even show like a big message on the score, like jumbotron in the stadium, saying due to the Chiefs scoring so much, we've ran out of fireworks. So yeah, they ran out of fireworks. Hey, listen, they ran out of fireworks. They ran out of end zone dances. They were just making shit up as they went at that time. Tyreek Hill decided he was just gonna go in the stands and be a cheerleader for 5 seconds. I mean, they danced on Ben's graves, man. It was ridiculous, ridiculously funny too, might I add. But we knew what the Kansas City Chiefs have been.
Right.
They had that slow start in the early part of the season, and once they got it clicking, they just have not stopped rolling. So they're going to be scary. But I tell you one thing: that next opponent with them,
Buffalo?
that could be a de facto AFC Championship game. So
That's a good point.
Yeah, yeah.
He shout out to Jerry McKinnon, man. He was balling out. 12 rushes for 61 yards. He also had 6 receptions for 81 yards and a touchdown. Do it all back. I doubt that the Steelers saw him coming, and he was able to help the Chiefs in that dominant win.
Yeah, yeah. Jared McKinnon, good, solid number 2. I remember, I didn't even up to that game. Didn't even know you're still in the league. But shout out to him. Still getting paid. Still cash some checks, brother.
Moving on to Tampa Bay Bucks. This was almost a foregone conclusion. They pretty much routed the Eagles 31-15. Tom Brady was Tom Brady, 29-37, 271 yards. Kendrick Kayvon, 17 rushes, 53 yards, and Giovanni Bernard getting it done on the ground game.
Right.
And the Bucks, they just dominated. Jalen Hurts, he was the only Eagles rushing attack. Just some of your thoughts from that game.
Well, he was rushing attack. We want a passing attack. I mean, it's the Eagles. My uncle, who's a Eagles fan. Shout out to my Uncle Jay if he's watching. But he said, I don't know how the hell we got in the playoffs. I said, I don't know either.
That division was bad.
It was a bad division. It was kind of tall tales with the Cowboys and how they looked. But the Bucks, they kind of got fed a pretty easy morsel with that first round matchup. So
that was pretty much a first round bye for them.
I don't want to say. I mean, you still had to hit people, so still got to make contact with somebody. I don't want to say all that unless I'm just sitting on my ass for 3.5 hours. Then, but I mean, the Eagles were just they was out. It became clear who's the better team was, and Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I said some things on Twitter, and I won't say here, because. Something to the effect that he should probably be clocking in Walmart. So, I mean, it was mean, but I try to stay somewhat rational when we're on the show. But he just did not look good. I mean, he had one.
They didn't throw it over. I didn't see not one pass really go over 20.
I mean, he can't throw it. I mean, because he had the one pass that hung in the air and then it got picked off by. I mean, it was. I think it was like right before the end of the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was disaster class, man. And I mean, if I'm the Eagles. Once again, I encourage other NFC teams to make bad decisions so it makes it easier for the Saints to come in next year. But if I didn't have that thought, if I'm the Eagles, I'm looking at right now, we got some decisions to make in terms of quarterback. I mean, can we really hitch our wagons to this guy? I mean, it's not like he's been a world beater. So
I think they missed a boat when they drafted Jalen Reagor in front of Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that ain't worked at all either. That bit him on the ass.
That was a questionable pick, and even Henry Ruggs has had more reception yards this year than Jalen Reagor, and he was done with the NFL after 8 games.
Yeah, he's done all right.
And moving on, the Bengals, beat the Raiders 26-19. It was all Joe Burrow, smooth as I don't know what. 24 of 34, 244 yards. Jamar Chase being special, 9 receptions, 116 yards. Also pitched in 23 rushing yards. The Bengals, man, they looking good.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, but you got to give credit to the Raiders. They played a tough game as well. Yeah. So it was a great competitive game. But like you brought up about Joe Burrow, cool, calm, and collected. That's Joe's attitude. He came in there saying, "Listen, the moment ain't gonna be too big for me. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna show you how elite I am." Right. And when it came down to clutch, came down to winning time, Joe delivers just like he usually does. So shout out to him. I mean, the Bengals, we don't know what kind of year, but they're playing with house money right now. Yeah. They're not supposed to be here. Right. Nobody's expecting them to do anything. So it's going to be a tough game against the Titans because I know Derrick Henry's coming back.
That's going to be, yeah.
But I think it's still a winnable game. Yeah. So I would love to see the Bengals make a run, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll definitely see it. And one thing, quick note from this game, 5 of the 6 games, the team that had the most rushing attempts won that football game or the most rushing yards. This was the Raiders actually had more rushing attempts and rushing yards than the Bengals. So moving in against the Titans, even though the Titans might have a more dominant ground game, I still like the Bengals in that matchup, how explosive Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are.
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way. That might be more of a personal bias, but that's okay. We could be biased. It's our show. Who cares? Ain't no rules here.
But the big story coming out of the Bengals and Raiders game, supposedly the Bengals and Raiders officials are too unlikely work any more postseason games after the controversial call when Joe Burrow looked like he was out of bounds. He was never out of bounds, and you hear the whistle, and the players stopped playing, and the Raiders are saying that it cost them the game. That didn't cost the Raiders the game. There was a bunch of times the Raiders.
So here's my thing about that story. So in a play where you inadvertently blow a whistle, in which really had no real effect on the play
Right.
or the game.
Right.
You decide to permanently suspend that officiating crew for the rest of the season, the rest of the postseason. So, here's my question. Where were you 3 years ago in the NFC Championship game where they made the no call? Huh? Huh, Roger Goodell? You sorry son of a... Yeah, so that right there, see, that irks me, man, because that lets me know, you know, we're not playing the same level here.
Right. Right.
This is pure hypocrisy. I've never heard of this. How are you going to suspend all these ridiculous calls that have been happening in the history of the NFL playoffs?
Right.
Now you're punishing incompetence, and not even serious incompetence. This was a minor mistake.
Now
It had it had no real effect on the game or the play.
Right.
The result would have still been the same.
Right.
Bengals would be moving on. But Bill Vinovich, yeah, that's his name. I'll never forget his name. Bill Vinovich gets to run another damn Super Bowl. He gets a Super Bowl.
That's
Sorry.
ooh.
Man, it made me mad. When you said that, it just triggered me. It just brought something inside of me that was just wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty, but the Bengals, they're going to be moving on and facing the Titans in the last game, but certainly not least, the Patriots versus the Bills. And the Bills, that was just a rout, 47-17. Josh Allen, dude, man, he was balling. 21-25, 308 yards, 5 touchdowns, also ran for 66 yards, doing it on the ground, in the air. Dawson Knox getting it done for him as his leading receiver. The Bills, they just whooped the Patriots' ass, man. That wasn't even close.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I watched that game for like 5 minutes.
Same.
I did, but like, no, I did watch much of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, once I seen it was like 6 degrees.
Oh, yeah, they killed.
Because I'm like, bro, I do not want to be. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if that made me sound sissy. If it's 6 degrees, anything below 30 is too damn cold.
Yeah.
But 6 degrees, I don't want to live, let alone go out there on the damn football field. Yeah. So I'm not worried about tackling and catching nobody. I want to get the hell up out of here. So I'm like, shoot, it's 6 degrees above. Shit, they won. I don't care. You know, I guess we just lost. I don't want to be there. I just don't. They're like 6. I can't function. I can't get my. I'm not thinking about no damn football. I'm thinking about a damn heater right now. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that affected everybody, but
the Patriots
I know
definitely
me, man.
needed a heater that night. Mac Jones, he had a pretty decent game, 24-38, 232, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. They couldn't get the ground game going as the Ed Oliver and that the Bills defensive line was just having their way with the Patriots offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heater, electric blanket, fireplace. Furnace, something, man. That's the best I could analyze that game, man. Because that's all I thought about. I'm like, God, dog, I really am. I'll be a sissy. I don't care. You go ahead and judge me. I'm not that tough. I'm just not.
And that's going to do it. We're going to take a quick break here on the event. We'll be right back. We're going to have the historical event and also our division round picks on here on the event. And we're back here on the event. And Darian, the historical event, it's been stomping me over the past month.
Yeah, it's been whooping your ass something serious. Yeah, that's fine.
Last week you got me with the drive. It was 98 yards.
98 yards.
Yes. For John Elway in the drive. I know it now. But
Yeah.
I didn't know it when it mattered.
It's informational, man. So that it just never leaves your head now. So I'm doing you a service. You're welcome, by the way. But okay, yes, for this historically, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna break my rules just a tad. This is not necessarily the historical event on this day.
Okay.
It happened yesterday, but I felt that it was so important that still get it. So yesterday was the birthday of the legendary boxer, the great Muhammad Ali. It would have been, I believe, his 80th birthday. Of course, he passed on about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. So my question to you, this is easy. I mean, if you watch the movie or if you know anything about Muhammad Ali, you know that for his first several years, he was undefeated. He was an undefeated fighter. He won the heavyweight title, was undefeated. Then he had the situation of when he was drafted into the Vietnam War,
right.
And he opposed it, and actually, due to his opposition, was stripped of his boxing title and his license, so he couldn't fight for years. So he comes back. He makes it all the way back to fighting for the heavyweight championship. He goes to fight for the heavyweight title in what is known as the fight of the century. Who was that fighter he fought? Good Lord.
I have a feeling
Okay, this is the first one you should get right. This is the first one you should get right. It's okay. All right. Because you know what? I'm not even going to, because we're going to have Chris Lyons on, so I'm not even going to worry about the end of the show giving you the answer, okay? Who's in your head right now? Who's the first thing that comes to your mind? When I say Muhammad Ali in terms of opponent,
right.
Who's the first person that comes to your mind?
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas?
Yeah.
That was Mike Tyson.
Oh. Whatever.
Good Lord. Oh. This is Joe Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. Smoking Joe Frazier.
That was my next guess.
That was not that was your first guess. That was the problem. Oh man, that show's going off the rails. Want to get to some NBA, bro? Let's get into some NBA.
Oh boy.
Let's get into some NBA.
Oh, and some NBA news. The Lakers win 101-95 over the Utah Jazz. The dunk heard across the world. Russell Westbrook throwing it down on Rudy Gobert. Just the Lakers, they're finally getting the things going in the right direction. How you feel about the Lakers season thus far?
Aren't they still under like 500? I mean, it's a nice dunk, but then he finished. I'm not gonna hate. I saw the dunk. I think you seen my tweet. I said I only use one word for the dunk on Rudy Gobert is homicidal. That's pretty much what it was, man. He just absolutely murdered that dude. But once again, this is the Russell Westbrook experience,
right?
But the fun thing is about it, I don't have to watch him on my team, so I can watch his fun moments from afar and his absolutely hilariously bad moments from afar.
Right.
So I don't have any personal connection to it either way. So I mean, it was fun to watch. Rudy Gobert, his big goofy French. He got the croissants knocked out of him. So, it is what it was. It was very entertaining. Then it was a well-needed win. I'll give the Lakers credit. They needed that win, and that was a good, solid team. That's a great team. I think Utah's like, what, number 3 in the West?
3, yeah.
3. So it's a good quality win. Fortunately, quality wins don't count like in college basketball or college football. It just only counts as one in the win column, but they still needed it. So good for the Lakers. For now.
LeBron doing his thing, 25-7-7. He's had that stat line his whole career.
He's been the one constant for the team all year. But as I said, especially with Anthony Davis being gone right now.
Yeah.
What can you get with Russ? You got to
15, 18.
That's the question. Can you get consistent production from Russ? And people talk about his turnovers and how it's not just turn. He's got to be better defensively. He's got to shoot well from the field better on a more consistent basis.
Right.
And those are the two things that's really holding them back. And defensively, they got to get after it collectively as a team. They've got to be better. But I don't know if the Lakers are going to make any trades that could really get them over the top. I don't see a deal out there. So they're going to have to roll with what they got. And
unless they want Eric Gordon.
No, he's going to Phoenix.
He's going to Phoenix. You already
listen, the Rockets got to send him to Phoenix. I mean, to me, Phoenix is a hand and fit glove. Hand and fit glove. Glove and hand fit.
Yeah.
Just got me just discombobulated because you don't know who Joe Frazier is. But, I mean, Phoenix makes the most sense because he would give that firepower off the bench. I mean, Lakers could make a deal for him, but the Lakers, I don't understand why they didn't go for a Buddy Hield. They need shooting. There's not enough shooting and spacing with the Lakers. That's one of their biggest issues. But if I'm Eric Gordon, I probably do want to go to Phoenix because, I mean, Phoenix is absolutely because they dismantled the Spurs last night as well. And they look like the class of the West right now, class of the whole NBA. I think Phoenix right now is the best team in the league from
over
top
Golden
to bottom.
State?
Over who?
Golden State?
I think Phoenix is the best team in the league.
Wow.
I've said that from the jump because I think defensively, Phoenix just everything encapsulates from defensively, playing four strong quarters. They're a great team in the clutch, especially with Chris Paul and his leadership. I just don't know if I'm looking at the thing with Clay and Steph. And maybe I'm speaking from bias. Maybe I should stop talking because it just sounds like I'm hating. But I still think Phoenix is the best team in the league. I don't know if anybody in the West right now could beat them in the 7-game series. They're just too cohesive. And I think Devin Booker, his maturation in the playoffs
Yeah.
I think that might be what gets them over the top this year.
And he had a big game last night. 48 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, CB3 double-double, 15 and 12.
Right.
And I agree with you. Eric Gordon should try to get to Phoenix, but man, Golden State, that's a whole nother monster.
But they've kind of slipped though. They're not playing their best ball. Steph's kind of sliding right now. You notice they kind of crept him out of the MVP talks right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this. Now, Kyrie Irving situation, I don't know what was going to become of that. But my one caveat is, if you have Kyrie, Harden, and KD. Now, I don't know how long KD's going to be hurt. He got hurt
6 to 8
again.
weeks.
6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Good Lord, he's after the All-Star break?
It's an MCO.
Oh, man. I hate that, man. I hate when you lose Kevin Durant because it's so fun watching him play basketball.
Yeah, it is.
That's so unfortunate. But, I mean, I was going to say if them all three playing together, I don't think anybody can stop them. But we're not going to get that because we're not going to get that. So, to me, Phoenix seems like the team to beat. Milwaukee, we'll see there. Chicago,
they're gonna win the series.
They've proven me wrong, they've proven me wrong. Okay, I'll go ahead and admit I was wrong about Chicago. I was down on them. I didn't think too much of the DeRozan deal and Lonzo Ball, but to credit to them, they're sitting at number one. We're gonna have to see what they do in the postseason in the series, but I'm gonna go roll with Phoenix right now. Phoenix and Golden State right behind it. They're neck and neck for the top teams in the league.
Phoenix, Golden State, Brooklyn, all in the top. And there's some news coming out of Brooklyn that Harden, he's open to being moved around in the offseason.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I buy that, man. That just seems like
it's coming from Sam Amick and Bill O'Ron.
I don't know either of those fools.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Another news coming out of the NBA, Atlanta traded Cam Reddish, a very talented prospect coming out of Duke. A lot of people feel like he was underutilized on Atlanta's bench. He could have been utilized a lot more. Trading him sitting out to New York. And how do you feel about that deal?
I do agree with that, but somebody decided to take it too damn far. I think somebody had compared him to OKC James Harden.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was like, all right, let's bump your brakes. Bump your brakes. But as far as the Knicks, a lot of people are kind of seeing what they're doing. They're bringing him in because who his talented teammate was. Zion. So, they still mad. There's a little myth that they didn't get Zion, and Zion might be still myth that he's still playing in New Orleans. I don't. And you know what? There's not even no knock on New Orleans because New Orleans is a great town, great sports city. And they will show up when they have something to support. But I think Zion's heart's always been to play for the Knicks.
Right.
The Knicks have wanted him. Obviously, they want his talent. And bringing in a guy like Cam Reddish just sweetens the pot because it makes it look more appealing to him for whenever that is. Maybe they might get a trade, a deal, or whatever. But
if you're the New York Knicks, I know they love Julius Randle out there. But you throw Julius Randle in, I don't know how many picks.
But he was already with the Pelicans. They let him go.
Oh,
Julius Randle? Yeah, I remember he had like 1 year there too. So, I don't know. It's Cam Reddish, you're right, he's still a little young. I don't know if they underutilize him or maybe he just hasn't grown into that good of a player yet, but the talent is there.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens on that one.
Also, news coming out the NBA, Chandler Parsons, man, he's hanging it up. He's retiring from basketball.
The ultimate finesse, man. $100 million contracts. Yeah, well, I know he had the car accident.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it for him anyway. But let's be totally honest. Before that accident, he wasn't doing much anyway. He wasn't even playing.
His best years were with us, with the Rockets. After he left the Rockets.
Yeah, Mark Cuban foolishly gave him like $100 million. And for the rest of it, he's like, okay, so I could go ahead. So let me not worry about playing these games then. I can still collect these checks. So happy retirement to Chandler Parsons. The self-proclaimed cornerstone piece. Remember when he said that? Yeah, because he felt like he was a corner. Now, keep in mind, this is when Dwight and James Harden was there. So he felt like he was one of, like, he was like, okay, it's a big three with us. It's like, no. Let's not get misunderstood. It's like, I still remember you not. Well, no, I don't want to say that. I mean, he tried to put a hand in Dame's face when he shot that shot, but
he tried to play some defense on that play.
Yeah, I suppose enough. Enough.
Also, the usual MLK game, the Bulls versus the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies got the win. Ja Morant, he's been special this year. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people comparing this Ja Morant year to that. Was it 2012? MVP Derrick Rose year, I want to say.
10, 11.
10 11 of Derrick Rose year. I see the similarities, but, they're still different players.
Mm-hmm.
And just some of your thoughts on Ja Morant as a talent and what he's done for Memphis.
I love Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant, not just as a talent, but just like as a personality he brings. He's like fiery leader. He's he's got that young snappiness. Like, he's a youngster, so he's full on go 24/7. So he just makes the game exciting. Watching him is incredible. We'll see what the Grizzlies build from right now. Right now they got a good foundation. I think the Steven Adams deal was a pretty good deal. They got a good, solid veteran leader with Steven Adams. When he broke up that fight when he was playing the Bulls, when he carried old boy like he was a baby, not realizing he was like 6'10", 250. But yeah, Steven Adams is a bull. Memphis definitely could make some noise. I think Memphis could definitely be a tough out for anybody that got to play.
Very dangerous team.
Exactly, whether that be Phoenix or Golden State. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out in May.
Definitely be interesting. And then stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the event. We're going to give our divisional round picks. We have Chris Lyons coming on the show. He's going to be talking about his upcoming – the champ is here, talking about his upcoming fight this weekend. And we're also going to talk about some of the NFL vacancies and the head coaching across the league right here on the event.
Oh, no worries, no worries. You want to take a chop?
No, say no.
Huh?
You say a chop?
Yeah.
No, say no.
You want to take a chop?
No, I'm good. I don't need you Ric Flair in my ass, man.
You can chop me first. You can chop me first, and then I'll chop you.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, my shit red as a raspberry. All right. Whenever y'all ready. Y'all good?
Yeah.
We good? All right. And welcome back to the event. Me and Gentre are, I would say, proud to present a guest here. Really, I don't know how he got here. I think he just wandered off, so he just took our headsets. But Chris Lyons, UPW Cruiserweight Champion.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Kick the shit out of some little kid.
Yeah, man. It's like, we're going to have to deal with some lawsuits soon for Max Sports TV. But I'm just going to get into this, Chris. Later on this month, I believe January 22nd, you have a match. It's going to be your title defense at the UPW event. It's going to be your fourth title defense.
Yes,
You've been a fighting champion. So give me your thoughts on your next opponent and what you plan, your predictions for that bout.
January 22nd at the Santa Fe Fire Department. Where my camera at? You see me? You see my eyes?
Yeah, get a camera on this.
Great Scott.
Starts doing
Scotty Santiago. You want to know my voice? You want to know my thoughts, right? You're not gonna ask me no questions. I can take the reins of this.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So what it is?
I know,
Scotty,
you're hijacking the interview.
Huh?
Wait, nothing, man.
What's on your mind?
Huh? No,
What's on your mind?
I'm brain dead, man. Go ahead.
All right, that's what's up. Scotty Santiago, do you see my eyes in all of these cameras? See? There is a misconception about Chris Lyons. You see, I slammed that white kid on Kenny Calypso. He gave his life for the cause, and the Armada is here. The Armada is here on Max Sports TV, and in a week's time, Scotty Santiago, there's a lot of misconceptions that I'm just going to be out here throwing white boys. No, we're going to be in the ring like men, and I'm laying the challenge down right now. You see my eyes in all of these cameras. Kami-sama rules. We are going to fight like men. 20-second count out, no closed fists, 3 rope breaks, and then no move will be stopped by the ref. We are going to fight like men, and we are going to get the job done. I see that you are out here playing with weed whackers and fucking flaming tables and all of that bullshit. I don't need that. You see my hands. This is all I need. You see my feet. This is all I need. I'm coming down there. We got 5 days. You see my eyes. Scotty Santiago. Kami-sama rules. We're going to fight like men. We don't need no weed whackers. We don't need no staples. We don't need no fucking little kids. None of that bullshit. I'm coming down there. Santa Fe Fire Department and the Armada will land. And I'm walking out UPW Cruiserweight Champion. You get that, buddy?
Yeah, I got it, man.
You got that, my friend?
I got it, man.
If you got any more questions, I'm here. We got, how much time do we have?
No, I'm good. I mean, I was wondering why you stomped your feet on that table. I'm hoping you're all right.
Oh, you got to show people.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
guess
mean?
you did, man. So, but, once again, just get into the mind of a professional wrestler such as yourself, man. You come into the ring with so much emotion, so much fire. Where does your motivation come from when you get to the ring? What drives Chris Lyons?
I'll tell you, my pro wrestling is coming from struggle. There is a lot of misconceptions about the game going on, and there's a lot of choreographs and a lot of dancing and songs and dance. We're not doing that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When Chris Lyons comes to the ring, it's man time.
Right.
We are coming for wrestling. We are coming for combat. We're not coming to do these games. We're not coming to play with whoopee cushions. We're not coming to play with, I know you saw the dick druids. We're not doing that.
No.
We are coming for work. I am carrying the flag of Pancrase Hybrid Wrestling. And the work will be done for the Armada.
For the Armada. Well, seem to have your motivations in order, man. And you seem to also be a real student of the game. I know you've probably watched some of the greats before you. Do you have any wrestlers in particular who have been influenced? What influence your style have kind of paved the way to kind of help you mold the person that you are as a competitor?
I'm definitely more of a proponent of the Japanese side of wrestling.
Japanese. You got any favorites in particular?
Like Shinya Hashimoto, Keiji Muto, Minoru Suzuki, Kazushi Sakuraba. I'm coming from more of a grappling aspect of the game. You know what I mean? And that's where my mind and my heart will always be with wrestling. My mind and my heart will always be with. We got to go in there and you got to have your skill. You got to know what you're doing in the ring. There's not a lot of we're not coming out like WWE and we're doing the whole soap opera and everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just about the
We're
sport.
here for wrestling.
Right.
I am a fighting champion.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to be a wrestling champion. I'm not here to be a talking champion. I'm not here to be, I'm not an actor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep.
I've painted fucking high school sets, drama sets. I've done that. You know what I mean? If I wanted to do that, I would do that some more. You know what I mean? If I wanted to act, I would act some more.
Right.
I wanted to be a professional wrestler.
So you've definitely paid your dues, man. How long have you been in the wrestling business?
Going on 10 years.
10 years. Wow. 10 years. So you definitely have, and you also have your shirt here.
Yes.
You seem to be a man very proud of your accomplishments and
Yes.
proud of the credit you've already been getting in the wrestling community amongst your peers. So tell us about the shirt that you have on right now, sir.
In wrestling, if you don't scream your accomplishments, nobody really will. You know what I mean? So this shirt just signifies that I was awarded to be one of the top 500 black wrestlers in America. So
Wow.
this was written by a writer on the Pro Wrestling Illustrated staff.
Right.
Wow.
Righteous Reg on Twitter, if y'all want to hit him up, you know what I mean?
Yes,
and he's definitely doing a lot for the cause, and getting a lot more black wrestlers' names out, because a lot of people say that there aren't any black wrestlers in wrestling, and there aren't any marketable names in wrestling, any marketable black wrestlers that could be, put out there on a grand scale. And that's definitely what this list is about.
I like
That's
that.
great.
I like
That's
that a
great.
lot.
What is your place? Where they have you?
Oh, I'm number 215.
215. Are you going to head to the houses of all 214 if ahead of you and knock them out of your place? Or I mean, you seem like a man who goes after.
Well, for my people, I want to be there for my people.
Sure,
you know what I mean? But hey,
well, yeah,
wrestling
you
is
seem to be a
definitely-
danger to many Caucasians around. So I mean, I feel safe. Me and Trey, we're good. We don't mean harm.
what's up. That's what's
Hell,
up.
I mean, you stomped on that table. I don't even own that table. I couldn't care less. So,
What's up?
I mean, once again, man, give us the time and date of your big cruiserweight championship bout.
January 22nd at the Santa Fe Fire Department, Santa Fe, Texas. The pride of Santa Fe. I just chopped a white boy a month ago up there, and he enjoyed it. Scotty Santiago. Gonna bust that ass up.
So if you're a white masochist and enjoy pain rituals, be sure to tune in.
I got you. We here.
So Chris Lyons, man, we appreciate you being here with us.
Great time.
We would appreciate you if you just notify us instead of just barging in and kicking little white children. That'd be nice.
I'm kicking them over.
Yeah,
Should have had me a fucking
once
PB
again,
and J when I came through.
I guess Max Sports TV attorneys are gonna have to get on that one because
just give me a PB and J. We'd be good.
PB is that
peanut butter and jelly, baby? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I didn't know if that was sex slang, man. You come from a different world, man. I don't know. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Lyons, UPW Cruiserweight Champion.
Good job. Thank you.
And welcome back to the event, man. That was one of the most epic interviews we had with Chris Lyons, man. That was some fun right there.
Yeah, I felt my life was a little threatened, but, you know, once again, I don't know why he stomped on the table that day, man. I hope he's okay. Now you just take that out on one of them kids walking in the street, man. Man, Chris, he's dangerous. He's dangerous to society, man.
Hey, Chris is bad man, bad man. Can't wait till that matchup, January 22nd, Santa Fe Fire Department. Be there. It's gonna be a great matchup between Chris Lyons defending his heavyweight championship,
Cruiserweight champion.
Cruiserweight championship.
Not saying he's not a heavyweight championship contender, but you know he's champion of his weight class. I don't want to. Is he coming back around? All right. Just keep an eye out, bro.
Moving on, the Titans in the division round is this weekend. We do have the Titans versus the Bengals, Chiefs versus Bills, Packers 49ers, Bucks versus Rams. We're going to go on, give our little preview. First off, like I said, Titans versus Bengals, man. Titans had to bye. The Bengals had a big win over the Raiders. Who you got in this one, Darian?
Titans versus Bengals, man. My heart says the Bengals. But I got to give respect to the Titans. I mean, we talk. You know, I wasn't too high on them, obviously, because I'm not big on Ryan Tannehill. I think Ryan Tannehill is another guy who has to have a big playoff performance because his last two have been duds. You cannot lean on a fresh-off injury Derrick Henry the whole time.
Right.
But I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to say Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow do it.
That's why you my boy, man. I'm going with the Bengals as well. I'm like you, man. I'm leaning on Joe Burrow, just going into Tennessee, not being intimidated by Mike Vrabel.
You just feel it, man.
It's something about.
Yeah, he just got
it.
He could shock the world, and it wouldn't surprise me, man. He could do it. So.
Him and Jamar Chase, they got something special brewing. I wouldn't be, as a former LSU fan or as an LSU fan.
Former.
I was going to say, do you think it's any way possible they could get Justin Jefferson out there to Cincinnati?
That'd be nice. I'm not even gonna be wishful thinking.
Man, I would love to
listen,
see that.
I love them all three in New Orleans, but you know.
Oh man,
I just keep to myself. I just take what I can get. I'll just be grateful that they're in the league and they're all flourishing.
Yeah,
so.
all of them doing very well. The Chiefs versus the Bills, man. The Bills played the Chiefs. I want to say it was the second game of the year, and the Bills won 38-20 over the Chiefs. This is the second matchup this year. They seen each other in the playoffs last year. These two teams know each other very well. I'm sticking with Patrick Mahomes in this game. The Chiefs are going to be at home. Buffalo, they did rout the Patriots, but the Kansas City Chiefs is a different monster, man.
They're definitely a different monster, especially playing at Arrowhead. Hopefully they're going to restock up on the fireworks. It's definitely going to be fireworks throughout that game. I mean, you talk about two Titanic offenses coming off some dominant performances. It's going to be fun to watch. If I'm the Bills, this kind of like your I think Ryan Clark from ESPN said, you know, this is Josh. This could be his crowning moment, his coronation, so to speak. And what better way to be coronated as AFC leader than to go into the top place in the AFC and beat the top team? But can't go against the champs.
Nah.
Well, the AFC champs, excuse me. They didn't win last year. But I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to get a Chiefs and Cincinnati Bengals AFC title game.
That would be epic.
That'd be epic as well. It'd definitely be exciting. But once again, I wouldn't be mad if we get Bills. I think either way.
All these matchups are going to be great.
Exactly.
Bills, Titans, Bills, Bengals, however you want to look at it. Now, a little bit to the NFC. This game, I can't pick, man. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
The Buccaneers and the Rams. The Rams won. Are you going with the Rams?
That was more like a hard thing. You know what? Because I know a lot of Saints fans, you know, we still got somewhat of animosity towards the Rams. I don't really have too much animosity to the Rams because of the NFC Championship game. Because my beef is with the refs.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really. I mean, I didn't like the Rams. You know, I'm not no Rams fan, but I'm a fan of Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Odell Beckham, what they're doing, and same with Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Donald too, because he's a crazy man. Did you see him try to gouge old buddy's eyes out?
Oh,
Yeah, I need some more of that, man. I want to see. You know.
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, he tried to. Yeah, they was like forgot who he was scrumming with. They was.
You talking about with Humphreys?
Yeah, he reached further. He tried to gouge his eyes out of his damn face, man.
Damn,
that dude's unhinged, man. It's just like a 300-pound Chris Lyons a little bit. But, I can't wait to see the game. I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's.
So I'm gonna go with. I think the Rams. I think this is their year, man. I think this is their year to make their run to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not with all the talent. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams, but I'm not betting this game. Mm-hmm. This is just too close for me. I'm gonna go with the Rams on the simple fact that I seen Tom Brady struggle with great pass rushing teams with Von Miller, Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
we're gonna Tristan Wirfs, that right tackle for Tampa Bay. They don't know if he's gonna play this upcoming week, so that could be a big loss. I'm gonna go with the Rams in that ball game. The 49ers versus the Packers, this is another toss-up, man. But I will say this. Kyle Shanahan, he is looking at across the field like Matt LaFleur. He is finna run laps around Matt LaFleur. I'm going to go with the 49ers if Joey Bosa is back. If he's out, I think I'm going to go with the Packers. But if Bosa plays, 49ers, no Bosa, Packers.
Okay. We're probably on the same page. I mean, Bosa. But once again, as I said about Kyle Shanahan, he's a top NFL mind, a brilliant
top
NFL mind.
5 coach.
Yeah, honestly, yes. But so I wouldn't count him out even with the Bosa injury because he can come up and he can scheme things and give even a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers something that he might not be able to figure out in time. So I'm going to go ahead and say the 49ers are going to win this game because I actually predicted. I said that the 49ers might – could be that team that could make that Super Bowl run.
That was your
that wasn't my now granted, you know, I do think the Rams,
horse.
but I think the 49ers, the way they're playing right now, and they've been playing for the past several weeks, I think they could go into Lambeau and get that victory. So I'm going to go 49ers.
My only concern with the 49ers, my biggest concern, even against Dallas, was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
There was 2 throws that we talked about earlier in the show to Brandon Ayuk that he missed, and you can't miss throws like that against Green Bay, against Aaron Rodgers. You seen what happened when you miss throws against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It got you burnt.
Right.
If you do that against Green Bay, you could be going home. So if I'm going to pick the 49ers, but Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to have to be on his A game.
Well, I think that's just going to cost them again when they play the Rams for a second time.
Yes.
Or a third time, excuse me. Didn't they play?
Yeah, they're divisional. Yeah, that'll be their third matchup.
Garoppolo is the wild card. He's the X factor here. But like I said, Kyle Shanahan is going to find schemes, going to find ways to win without Garoppolo. You know, they're going to do what they can to not have to lean on him so much. And as long as they play solid defense, run the ball effectively, which I think they can do.
Oh, they're going to,
especially in those conditions out in Green Bay. I think they should be okay.
Yeah, hopefully once they get that run game. Look out for George Kittle. He had 1 reception all game this past weekend.
Hey, you got to get him going better than that.
They're going to get him way more involved. I think they had him doing a lot with the blocking and chipping in that last game. So look for him to have a better showing this upcoming game. Okay. Just a little stuff I want to touch on. The Houston Texans coaching search is going rampant right now. Some names I'm hearing. You told me about Gerard Mayo, Hines Ward, Brian Flores, Byron Leftwich. I know everyone's talking about how there's a lack of minority coaches in the NFL.
There's one out of 32.
Mike Tomlin.
Well, black coaches. It's because Ron Rivera does count as So it's not me trying to play the race card. I don't think we should, that should be even. But if you have a 70% league, and what's 32 NFL teams.
Look at the NBA. It's like 14 head coaches are African American compared to the 30.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that jobs are being relegated because there's plenty of great black coordinators, black assistant coaches, but it is very. And this is why I said what I said about the Cliff Kingsbury hire. Because Cliff Kingsbury, all credit to him. I think he's a great coordinator. I think he's a great offensive mind, but I looked at his resume, and you look at someone who didn't win no more than 8 games when he had Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, then gets fired and becomes a head coach in the NFL for the first time. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I mean, is there not enough coaching talent? There's not enough coaching resumes around the league that you can. So
Look at a guy like Eric Bieniemy.
yeah, Eric Bieniemy, the guy who's actually had success calling plays for Patrick Mahomes. And, people say, well, he's had Andy Reid. Doesn't that not help your case?
Yeah.
Isn't that why a whole
been
bunch of
under
Belichick
great
disciples are getting jobs?
Right.
Because they've worked under one of the greatest minds in the NFL.
Look at all these Bill Belichick guys.
Exactly. And they flamed up, but still, they've gotten opportunities.
Right.
So I don't understand that reasoning at all. I mean, I would want somebody who worked. If I can't have Andy Reid, why would I not want the guy who's younger and worked many years under him and kind of picked his brain? So that reason has never made sense to me at all. So I don't know. I think the Texans are in. You missed the notes right now. So you got all the vacancies as it stands right now.
Out of all these jobs, Jaguars, Dolphins, Texans, Broncos, Raiders, Giants, Bears, and Vikings, I think the best coach is going to probably choose the Broncos. If I'm the
You think the Broncos is the best job right now?
Yes, they're just a quarterback away, and there's a lot of Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson rumors to the Denver Broncos.
That's true.
They might be in that same little Tom Brady like.
Well, the Giants too, right?
Yeah, the Giants. They're rumored with Deshaun, but the Texans want a lot.
Yeah.
Texans want a lot.
You better be able to part with them. I mean, you can't just have Big Freaky just sitting there on the sideline the whole time. You got to do something to win them eventually.
Yeah, we got to do something, but all these coaching vacancies are open. We got a lot of great candidates out there. I think we're going to get the NFL is going to get the minority numbers up. It's just been an unfortunate, bad couple of years.
Yeah, you hate to see people lose jobs under any circumstances, but I mean, it's got to be better. That league knows it got to be better. And like I said, there's plenty of great white candidates, plenty of great black candidates, and I know the correct black candidates are going to get hired. But there's still, still a long way to go. Let's just speak from the absolute reality of the situation. We're talking about many older white owners who might have a little bit more of conservative way back in terms of thinking as, can a African American be my head coach? But to their credit, we've seen a lot of teams not make that with it. I mean, let me be clear. I'm not saying that the NFL owners all are racist and all will not hire a black coach. That's clearly not the truth, because we've seen plenty of black coaches and we've seen plenty of successful black coaches. But I think that the situation will resolve itself. It is a bad look for the league because, like you said, 32 and only one. Now, granted, that one is one of the greats of all time.
Best,
but we'll just have to see how the situation resolves itself.
Definitely had to see how everything shakes out. And that's going to wrap it up here on the event. I can't believe I couldn't think of Joe Fresher. I don't know why I had Buster Douglas in my mind. I probably would have said
I'm never going to let you live that down. I said Buster Douglas. That's all he did was beat Mike Tyson. He never did it. I think he lost to Evander Holyfield. He didn't even defend the title right. Man. Why do you remind me of that?
And coming up tomorrow, we're going to have Bob Slovak, Jason Alexander for the Huddle Up, and also going to do Bet USA as well here on Max Sports TV. So many, download the app, follow us on Twitter, Max Sports. We're tweeting out all the latest news of sports. You don't have to go to anywhere else. All these other apps and everything, you can stay right here on Max Sports TV. I'm Gentre Williams, Darian Valsh. We're signing out. Peace and love, everyone. Y'all have a blessed day.